Hello dear students, wish you all very good morning. Welcome you back to English literature class. Today we'll proceed further with chapter 2 in Fragrance English Reader, that is A Gift of Chappals by Basant Surya. Last we have studied Ravi is just speaking eloquently, telling the importance of the kitten he has petted. Okay, and later on suddenly there is suddenly, as he is carrying a twig in his hand, he is waving, which frightens the kitten. And moreover, there is a creaking sound which comes from the window of the room where Lali is learning how to play the violin. And that sound is very strange for not only the kitten but Mridhu as well. Okay, so kitten is very much frightened because it cannot understand what the sound is, and it jumps on the chilies which are kept in the bamboo tray for drying, of course to save itself. Okay, but few chilies fall on it. And as far as Mridhu is concerned, she also becomes frightened, and she asks Ravi about that sound. Ravi says that Lali is learning how to play the piano, to play the violin, and he's sure, he's completely annoyed. Okay, and says that he's sure that she will never learn a thing. Then Mridhu cannot control her eagerness, and she moves very slowly and goes closer to the window to see what is going on that side in the room. She sees that Lali is holding the violin and bowstring as well, which is quite awkward in her hands because that's large in size. Okay, and in front of her there is music master. Okay, who is a fat round person and with nearly bald head. On his head there is only a fringe of well-oiled black hair, and a strand of hair goes back, which are closely held together. Okay, in old-fashioned way. He is wearing gold chain around his neck, and he is also wearing a diamond ring. Clear? And he wears a gold bordered dhoti. There is a word vesti in Tamil, and from that vesti his feet are out, and his toes can be seen, which are scrawny, means very thin and dirty. Okay, this is a physical description of the music master. So music master's back is completely towards the window, so he cannot see what's going on, what other children are doing. Okay, now music master himself plays few notes which is very melodious, Okay, the notes are very melodious, and the notes have been compared with a train which runs smoothly on rail. Okay, but when Lalit tries to follow her master, she makes lot of mistakes. It's completely derailing. She completely derails. So there's a difference between how music master plays the violin and how Lali plays the violin. Okay. Then suddenly there is a wail heard from a beggar from at the gate. Amma, oh Amma. And Ravi's mother, who is chatting with his grandmother, asked Ravi to go and tell the beggar that he should leave the place and don't come again. It was time for him to seek another house for alms. Okay. Ravi and all the children go together to tell the beggar what Ravi's mother had said. But the beggar doesn't believe Ravi, what Ravi is saying. He cannot believe that Ravi's mother may be so cruel, because he has been coming there for a long time. But fact is, Ravi's mother has been fed up with the beggar. Okay, because she is saying that the beggar has been coming every day since the last week. Okay. And to confirm if Ravi was speaking truth, the beggar himself again raised his voice and said, Amma, oh Amma. This time, though his voice is painful, but it is not weak, it's not feeble. Feeble means weak. Okay, it is strong. And Ravi's mother has heard, and she has spoken now that Ravi should tell the beggar that he should leave now and there's nothing left in the kitchen. Okay, and the beggar has heard himself only, heard by himself only, Ravi's mother speaking. Now he is believed. He requests Ravi to allow him to take rest for some time under the neem tree in his garden, and he will leave. And he gives the reason that there is a scorching sun outside and road will be completely heated in the sun and tar there will melt, and the beggar doesn't have anything to wear in his feet, and he was also clever, so he stretches his feet to show the children, to arouse feeling of kindness in the children. And he says, the beggar says that he has blisters also in his feet. What are blisters? Swellings on the sole filled up with water. When you walk bare feet for long distance, there will be blisters. Okay. And sometimes when you burn, you get blisters on the skin. You know that is filled up with water, swelling on the skin that is filled up with water. So the children now have seen the blisters in the feet of the beggar. First of all, Mridu is completely moved by that blisters, and she asks Ravi to help the beggar anyway. And Meena also repeats the same thing, that the beggar needs to be helped anyhow. Ravi also realizes that if the beggar walks for 2 minutes, his feet will be completely frying. Okay, his feet will be fried up completely. So Ravi brings the children Mridu and Meena to the veranda, and he says that he is thinking away because his own chappals will not fit to the beggar because it will be very small. So suddenly Mridu catches eye on a pair of chappals, the same chappals she had seen in the morning when she came with her grandmother. Okay, though it was dirty, but it was very strong because there were mark of toe which was thin. So Mridu shows the chappals to Ravi and asked to know about chappals owner. Ravi smiles and gives his consent that these chappals can be given to the beggar. Ravi brings that chappals, and all the children, all the other children, so Meena and Mridu, follow Ravi. Okay, but they are very nervous because they fear that someone will just catch them stealing music. The chappals are of music masters. So music master chappal has been stolen by the children. If someone finds that, that's why they are nervous. So Ravi drops those chappals in front of the beggar, and beggar cannot believe that the children are helping him with the chappals. He keeps staring for some time at the chappals. Then Ravi tells the beggar to leave the place immediately, and the beggar wears that chappal and throws his towels over his shoulder and then goes to the corner of the street and vanishes from there. Means leave the place immediately. In this way, we have just studied the story. Dear students, hope you have enjoyed this. And there one more page is left. I think in 1 or 2 class it will be over. Okay. So bye bye. See you in the next class. Thank you.